Joining us now is Long Beach, California Mayor Robert Garcia. Last summer, Mayor Garcia lost both his mom, Gabby O'Donnell, and his stepfather, Greg O'Donnell, to COVID. We're going to seek to honor the families that have lost loved ones this year and the loved ones they've lost. What is most important to you to hear about the loss?
Well, I think it's important to remember that behind every single number, there's a real story and real people. And we hear these numbers all the time about the amount of folks that have died across our country. But every single person has a story, has a family, and has impacted neighborhoods across the country. I think about my mom was an immigrant. She was an essential worker. I think like a lot of women of color who are essential workers, she didn't have a choice. She went to work because she believed in her job, but also because she had to. And losing her obviously was tragic for my family. But her story can be repeated over and over again. So people should just remember that a lot of people gave their lives and are heroes across this country that have perished to this awful virus.
And how did the fact that dealing with coronavirus became personal for you affect how you led your city this year?
Well, I mean, there's no question that I think my mom's story, having been a healthcare worker, absolutely informed our approach to the shutdown. And we always sided on data and science and doing the right thing and not falling into pressure. It certainly impacted our ability to enforce our mask mandates and keep people safe. And it's really helped in our vaccine rollout. I mean, we view every single vaccine in someone's arm as an opportunity to save somebody's life. And if you're, as a chief executive or a mayor, not obsessed with the vaccine, then I think you're not doing your job. And that's an opportunity to really help people and save people's lives. I think our city has been a model on the vaccine rollout. And now we're very encouraged with what happened in Congress, of course, which will help us even get more support to people faster.
Can you explain to folks who maybe are just watching the political side of this in Washington, D.C., what the depth of support and need is in your city for the relief package?
Yeah, I don't think people really realize what's happened to American cities in this last year. Most cities across the country have depleted their reserves. Employees are furloughed or have been laid off. Revenues that we would depend on from businesses, of course, have dramatically decreased, and in some sectors are completely gone. If you're a city like Long Beach, it depends on tourism. Like a lot of California coastal cities, that's an industry that's been really hit really difficult. And so when you think about what this congressional act is going to do, it is going to literally save jobs, save people's livelihoods, and get services back to people, reopen libraries, get public safety back in place, help people experiencing homelessness. And most importantly, in this bill is the ability for governments to replenish their emergency reserves. We have all spent down these reserves. And so now we'll be prepared for the next pandemic or the next natural disaster. And that's something that we're very grateful to President Biden and the Congress for putting in this bill.
Mr. Mayor, my colleague Jason Johnson is here with us and has a question for you.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, you've done a great job. I've actually been down to Long Beach since I've been here. I've seen some of the work that's been done. But one thing I really want to focus on is your efforts with reopening schools. Your city, because you guys have your own health department, you've been giving teachers vaccinations since January. You've been way ahead of the rest of most of the country. And opening up schools is a key economic driver. Can you talk a little bit about your city's efforts to make sure teachers are vaccinated so that schools can be reopened this spring, and what impact that might have on the city, as well as the people whose kids are finally going to be able to get back into school?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were the first health restriction to start vaccinating educators and teachers. We have nearly completed every single educator in the city, not just K-12, but community college and university educators, independent schools as well. Every single teacher will have been vaccinated twice with the 2-week inoculation after the second vaccine when schools open up on March 29th of this month. And so we will be the first large school district in the state to open up with every single teacher and school staff member fully vaccinated. As a teacher, former teacher myself, I knew from day one that teachers deserve to be safe in the classroom, and parents deserve the peace of mind knowing that the teachers and the school staff are also safe. And so that's something that I think all school districts should have been doing from day one. But we're going to have a safe reopening, and I think it's important to keep everyone safe. So it's working out really well here in Long Beach, and the whole state's moving in this direction now as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you out there.
Thank you as always.
Thanks to at home.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for letting us into your homes during these extraordinary times.